Alison Rosen. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison Rosen, Alison's your new best friend.
Hey everyone. Hi. Hello. Welcome to another very exciting episode of Alison Rosen is your new best friend. It's a sunny Friday afternoon and I'm sitting in Pod Cabin with your husband and mine. It's America's husband, Daniel Quantz.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. Well, it's Friday for us, but it's not Friday for the listener. Quantz.
You're right.
And I don't want to rub it in. I'm sitting here thinking of a term I like to use, a little phrase. You want to hear it?
I want to hear it.
Thank God it's Friday. Kind of catchy. Chunky chicken vegetable.
It's not as catchy as that.
I know. Anyway, I could sit here and I could say thank God it's Friday, and then the people listening will hate me.
Because it's Monday.
Like,
let's talk about the little discussed fact that even though because of a lifetime of TGIF and the sentiment.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the sentiment of the restaurant. This morning, I was like, oh, thank God it's Friday. And then I thought, but why am I thinking that? Because it's not like
your day is different from day to day.
It's not like tomorrow isn't also a very similar morning to this one, and Sunday is as well. Like for parents, the weekend is sometimes harder. Even.
This is how I see my weeks. The week itself, weekdays, it's like you're running long distance.
Uh-huh.
It's like a marathon, and then the weekend is a sprint. And so you look forward to
sound miserable to me.
Yes, you look forward to the transition. At least I'm not doing this anymore.
Right.
But then now I'm in something else that I hate, and I can't wait for the next transition.
Is it like a out of the frying pan into the fire situation?
Kinda.
Okay.
Hey.
What? Catchy.
That's catchy.
We are a fucking idiom factory.
What?
What's the most popular idiom book in 2026? I don't think there
Idioms
is
for
one.
Idiots?
You hush your mouth. In third grade, we had a book called Wordly Wise, and it was a vocab book. If the makers of Wordly Wise, because eventually they got
reach out.
idioms.
If you're one of the makers.
Get in touch. In college, I'm reconnected with my college friends. I won't stop talking about it.
Right.
And my friend Jeannie had this book, and it was a book of idioms, and it had the best ones. And here's the ones I remember. Fine words, butter no parsnips.
Wait, what?
Fine words, butter no parsnips. I think what it means
Fine words, butter no parsnips is one phrase?
What?
That's one phrase?
Yes. What does it sound like?
Oh, fine words. I see. Fine words, butter no parsnips. I get it.
Tell me something flattering.
It sounded like two different phrases.
No.
Tell you something flattering?
Yeah. This is what I think it means.
Well, I got to think. Like
it doesn't have to be true.
You like people too much?
Okay, well, fine words, butter no parsnips. I think it means like
it doesn't do
it's
anything.
Empty.
It's empty.
Yeah, it's empty. Okay.
But who's buttering parsnips anymore?
I know, and for whom is getting them buttered like a task you got to do? Like,
were parsnips like a regular part of the diet back in the day?
There's a lot of questions. And then there was another one that
And what's a parsnip?
Oh, a parsnip, I want to say it is like a turnip. Do you know what a turnip is?
I know that they like.
Should we be a vegetable
they're good with butter on them.
Yeah. Have you ever, I don't think I've ever had a turnip. I feel like turnips, there's a lot of, attention to turnips.
I feel like I've probably had one without knowing it. Turnip's one of those things you don't realize you've had.
I feel like at that preschool where they fed us gizzard, they probably also gave us parsnips. But you know what? I'm kind of over nuts. So anyway, Tony Thaxton, I know you're listening, and I just need to bring something to the fore. Tony feels that a little goes a long way with drops, and that drops can be confusing for the listener because, like, I'm talking and then all of a sudden I say something like, I'm kind of over nuts. To which I say, fine words, butter, no parsnips, and love me, love my dog. And what that means is
Right.
where I go, drops come along. No, what I said to him was I said, we can agree to disagree, but I love them. So please just play them by the buttload. So, but if someone's listening, that was a drop of me saying that about nuts. I took a detour. And then another one, oh God, what were the other ones? It was love me, love my dog. Fine. Oh. If idle hands were pots and pans, light would be the work for devil's hands.
Say it again.
If idle hands were pots and pans, light would be the work for the devil, or maybe for the devil's hands. If idle hands, hands were pots and pans, light would be the work for the devil, I think. And I think what that means is stay busy buttering parsnips.
So if idle hands,
were pots and pans.
were pots and pans,
Which is suggesting the devil is like a line cook.
then light would be the devil's.
Light would be the work for the devil. Like all your idle hands are doing the devil's work. Let's look it up. If idle hands were.
But I don't understand what the devil's work is. Is he a cook or is he cleaning?
So idle hands are the devil's workshop is a proverb. But
Well, yeah, that makes sense. But this sort of equation of idle hands and pots and pans, I don't get that.
I know. Oh, I'm sorry. I totally messed it up. I totally messed it up.
Dude, chill. Okay. I'll never forgive.
But here's the thing. It's still confusing. If ifs and ands were pots and pans, there'd be no work for tinker's hands. See, it doesn't make much more sense.
But what's a tinker?
Yep. Oh, an itinerant repairer of pots and pans.
I see. So ifs and ands were pots and pans, there'd be no work for tinker's hands.
Yeah. So I guess like, oh shit, my pot is falling apart. I got to take it to a tinker. Yeah.
I'm still having trouble with that one.
No, I do too. That's why I misremembered it. I got to see what.
Are they saying that? Is it saying that ifs and ands are? If you use a lot of ifs and ands, because I would think if there's a lot of ifs and ands, then there'd be lots of pots and pans, and then there would be a lot of work for a tinker, because there's lots of pots and pans. Is it about the amount of ifs and ands? What's the fucking point of this goddamn phrase? No wonder it went out of it. Get out of here, idiom. Put that in idiom jail.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I just got a note from Owen's t-shirt, which I will read you. Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
Maybe tinkers wouldn't have to repair pots and pans because there's so many extra. Okay.
Let me hear the
All right. Hi. Just a heads up that during music that during music today, Owen said you read it. Can you get on the mic and just read it? I haven't read the whole thing yet.
Hi. Just a heads up that during music today, Owen said, "Oh my fucking God," quite loudly. When we had a conversation, he said he forgot it was bad. This was always my concern. So I reminded him that language is never okay. That language is never okay at school. And next time it's a referral to Mr. O, and he said he understood. He knows. He just
Should I say I'm so fucking sorry?
Say it could have been worse.
Shut up, you fucking bitch.
This is the second issue we've had with Owen this week. I got a call from the principal. in the whole time, okay, my sister and I went to school. A principal never ever called. Like,
Are you sure?
you think a principal called about me or my sister? If they did, it would have been like,
I just feel like
she's afraid to
in the
play
entire
on
time you're at school, something has to have happened. You never anything ever happened.
I got in trouble once.
You were such a goody two shoes.
But I really did like have to meet on the playground with the teacher and my mom after class to try to get me more comfortable with the playground equipment. But anyway.
Well, how did you get in trouble?
So there were
you
like two
slinging butterscotch candies on the.
There were two groups in my school. There was like the more popular group. They were sort of co-ed. And then there was the less popular, more studious group. And I was in that group. And then I've talked about this
No
before.
way.
Yeah, I know, shocking. I've talked about this before, but in 7th grade, everything took a turn for old Big Al.
Right.
And they all decided that I was to be shunned.
Mm-hmm.
So ditched. I was ditched. Like I had no friends because they would hide from me. It was fun. There was graffiti in the bathroom that said Alison is fat. All sorts of fun stuff.
Is that when you found out?
That I was fat? No, that actually didn't even hurt my feelings. I was like, it's like that scene in that movie that I really don't like, High Fidelity. Like, you had to get to me earlier. That didn't really bother me. But it was just an indication. It was sort of like the crystal knocked for my social life. It was an indication that the tide had turned. I've said this before. It really was only like 6 weeks. It started happening, I think, in May. But it felt like the longest year for me. It was awful. And it like the social ramifications of that for me
Reverberate till this day.
No, I think I'm really truly over it now.
You're still talking about it.
But into early college, like anytime I would have a solid group of friends, I would then begin to worry, like, what if they're all secretly getting sick of me? I don't really have that anymore. But anyway, so the popular kids like took me in. Maybe I was like a mascot of sorts. I don't know.
So you ended up.
I did, but it didn't feel real. I was real, like okay, but fine.
You were like a stray cat that they had adopted.
I think so. I don't know. It was weird, but so anyway, I went to a school that had a uniform, and for the last week, you got to wear if you got to wear your own clothes. Like periodically, we'd be rewarded with free dress. Yeah. And it was always weird. I remember sitting in class, like in my clothes that were more comfortable than a uniform. And all of a sudden I'd get this feeling like, am I in my pajamas? I say as I'm literally sitting in my pajamas now. Yeah. But anyway, the last week of 8th grade, you got to wear free dress. You didn't have to wear your uniform again. Mm-hmm. So the popular girls decided they were going to cut up their uniforms. And I joined in because I was hanging with the popular girls at this point. But then we all got in trouble. And I think
why?
I don't really understand why, actually.
It makes no sense if you're allowed to wear whatever.
Yeah. And it's not like we like cut them into short shorts or something. It's like we just, I don't know, destroy. I don't know.
Did you like cut the sleeves off or something? Or?
No, we just made slits and like cut the skirts.
That's weird. It's not like you're defacing the flag or something.
I think that's what they act. I don't know. All I know is that we had to wear.
Too rebellious for them. I don't know why, but it's just vaguely too rebellious.
We had to wear our uniforms for the last week. We didn't get to have free dress. Oh, God. But anyway, another time. Oh my God, another time at the school, they said that we were keeping our cubbies too messy. So we lost like cubby privileges.
What year is this?
1845.
No, wait. School year? Like what grade?
I think I was in 6th or 7th grade at this point. We didn't have lockers, we had cubbies. And so they gave each of us a big trash bag and we had to carry our books in a trash bag from class to class. It was weird. So anyway.
And it's not a Catholic school.
No. But anyway, here's the best part though. So I, cut my skirt, and then this boy, Taylor Butcher, who I've talked about before, because he's the one who pinned the fart on me in 4th grade that wasn't mine. It's a famous story in my pantheon of stories. He saw all of us, having to go to the principal or whatever, and he's like, "Oh my God, that's the funniest one." Like that I had done this because it was so out of character for me. And then I was just like, "Wow, I really can't win."
I mean, he understood that wasn't in your character.
Right. But he was like that's the funniest one, meaning like, look at her trying to like do this or whatever. I don't know. That's how I took it. Anyway.
Yeah. Wow.
Why did I bring this up?
Because we're talking about getting in trouble.
Oh, yes. Okay. So that is the only time I got in trouble, but I don't believe that was even a call home.
I got in trouble, but I don't know that home was ever called for any of my incidences. It feels like when I look back, it feels like a lawless time.
Yeah.
Like it just feels like when I think about elementary school and junior high, it really feels like Lord of the Flies.
I don't know how much the kids are aware, though, because, like, I don't think they didn't say to Owen, we're going to call your parents. So anyway,
Right.
Owen has a nemesis at school. They're like friends, or they were, but they also drive each other crazy. It's real, like, Seinfeld Newman energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a call from the principal. And when I saw the name of the school appear on my phone, I was like, that's weird. Because usually you get an automated call when your kid is out.
Or
and I was
late.
like, but he went. Yeah, but he went today. And it's the principal calling at 5:45 p.m. It's a long day for him. And he's like, hey, do you have a minute? I wanted to make you aware of a conversation that I had with Owen.
The idea of the principal having a conversation with Owen
Yes.
is funny.
So anyway, Owen, this boy that is Owen's Newman, was staring at. He said he wasn't doing anything wrong, but he was staring
This
at Owen.
kid, to hear Owen tell,
Yeah.
this kid's main occupation is to
annoy Owen.
drive Owen crazy.
Yes.
And he's got multiple tactics to do this.
Yes, he does. One of them, Owen has a character that he's been doing for a long time, Puppylicious, and this boy says that he invented Puppylicious. Another one is that Owen hates yawning, and so this boy makes Owen yawn by yawning at him.
See, Owen makes the fatal mistake of telegraphing what bothers him
Yeah.
to the person who then takes that
Yeah.
and uses it against him.
So, but the other kids in the class are aware of this and have corroborated Owen's telling of it, that this boy does try to bother Owen.
Oh, I for sure believe him. I also
Yeah.
think that someone has talked to him recently, and things have, at least since spring break.
To the boy, yeah.
Yeah, he's mellowed.
Yes. Okay.
Somewhat.
Well, so anyway, he was doing the horrendous thing of staring at Owen, says Owen.
Mad dogging.
So, I mean, who knows? So Owen said to the boy, if you don't stop, I will kill you. And then he said it again. And then the teacher had a conversation with Owen. And then the principal had was outside the door to have a conversation with Owen. He said that Owen seemed to be expecting this. And he just wanted to let me know. I'm like, okay, thank you. He said no one thinks Owen's actually going to do anything, but they have to take it. He explained to Owen that you can say, don't look at me. Please stop looking at me, but you can't make threats. My concern is that Owen doesn't understand what a threat is. So anyway, I said, what happens if this happens again? And he said the next time it would be a recessed detention and a reflection activity.
Like he could use a reflection activity.
So this is 2 things in 1 week.
Yeah, I think that's more just coincidence. I don't think he's like in.
But he's been pretty good about not using that
because they're not
language at
related
school.
incidents, or at least as far as I know. It's not like, he made a threat. He's made a few threats, and now these are both anger issues or something like that. I think he's like. They probably played a song. We were doing a song he didn't want to sing or something. You know what I mean?
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, he is having. It seems that he's struggling a little more with impulse control.
Maybe.
Well, we'll see. I mean, look, everyone, including Owen himself, suspects he's ADHD. So
I don't know if it's anything more unusual than usual.
I just don't want. I was going to say I don't want to have a problem kid, but like, clearly we already do. So anyway, that is fun. Okay, so what else? How's life in Daniel's world?
Oh boy, I've really put on the spot here.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, everything's fine. I mean, I'm fucking exhausted these days.
Can we talk about what we have to do this evening that I don't want to do?
Mm.
There's a spring carnival at the school, and I do not want to go. and I know that you don't want to go.
No,
And I was thinking, remind me to tell you about a lady named Cookie at the doctor's office. Okay. No, you know what? I'm going to tell you about Cookie right now because Cookie relates to where I'm headed with this.
Okay.
Okay. So I mentioned that I was having trouble finding someone in California to remove my dissolvable sutures. My doctor said it'd be ideal if they come out, even though they dissolve. So I was having trouble finding someone, and he said, "Do you want me to find someone for you?" And I said, "Yes, please." I debated whether I should tell him I'm in Burbank. He's in New York. And then I'm like, well, beggars can't be choosers. And he found me someone in Santa Monica, which is, for people who aren't here, it's very far away. It's very far away. But I was like, you know what? But I'll just get it. I'll get it done. Because I would hate to have gone through all this effort and expensive surgery and cross country and all this to like fuck up my results because I didn't get the sutures out. So I go all the way to Santa Monica. The guy looks very nice. And he says, all the superficial ones are out already. And it's just the deeper ones that need to work themselves out. And I could dig for them, but I don't want to traumatize the tissue. But he did trim a couple like under my columella. But basically I drove 2 hours for him to do like the tiniest meaningless snip. I'm just going to have to call you out for the cuticle biting because
it's not. That's not what it is.
What is it?
I have I'm not going to talk about it on air, for God's sake.
Ooh. I would like to know what's going on with your nail.
I've got skin here that's
okay.
peeling back. And I'm
just
trying
if
to
you draw blood, I will lose my shit. So anyway, sitting in the waiting room, and a woman comes in.
Cookie.
Her name, Cookie. Let's say her last name.
Just say Cookie walks in.
Cookie walks in. Well, her real name's Esther, but she
it's a giant cookie.
Yeah. She rolled in.
It's a cookie named Esther.
She rolled in.
Esther.
Yeah. No, she's like, let's say her last name was like Ginsburg or something. She's like, "Hi, Cookie Ginsburg, Esther Ginsburg." She had the biggest smile. She was like, "How are you doing today?" to the woman behind the thing. She was so like, she just exuded joy.
Right.
And friendliness and kindness. And I was just like, this Cookie is spreading joy as cookies do. And then when she like...
But her name isn't Cookie. They call her Cookie because she spreads joy? Because she's a delicious treat?
No, I think that her nickname is Cookie, but she realized they might have her in their files as Esther.
Okay.
I don't know. All I know is
Cookie a nickname for Esther?
Not that I'm aware of, but in this case, yes. All I know is she was one of those people that I'm always like, I want to be a Cookie, not an Alison.
To spread joy.
I wish I were someone who's like Yami. My friend Yami is like that. Like she is one of those naturally effusive people who chats up strangers and just spreads joy where she goes. Whereas I am like, I don't think I'm a black hole, but I'm just a neutral. I'm just a neutral as I go about life. Unless I'm like on a podcast, in which case, look out, guys, the joy you're about to experience, or on stage or something. But no, anyway, the point is, if I were a Cookie, I'd be like, we get to go to a spring carnival tonight. It's the same one we've gone to, 8 other times. And I am so excited.
Okay.
But I'm not Cookie about it. And so instead, I'm like, I don't want to go to this thing. We go they have these twice or 3 times a year. It's always the same. It's overstimulating.
The calendar at the school, every year there's the same, they have different festivals or whatever. And it's always the same ones.
There's the fall festival.
Yeah, each year is the same, but each festival isn't the same.
It isn't?
Well, no.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, but the one that happens this time of year.
But the spring festival is always the spring festival. It's always the same. And the fall festival is always different, but it's always the same as the other fall festivals.
Yes.
But the thing is, like
Thank
this
you
one.
for really drilling down into that.
Well,
okay.
But it feels like we went to this one, like, I swear to God, like 5 months ago.
I know. It's just going faster and faster.
And it's so boring. And it's like such a hassle because you have to like
find parking.
There's a million kids. They go from table to table. and each table is like a different culture. And so it's like you got to
get
get
their passport
stamps.
stamped.
They have their little passports and they get them stamped, and then there's like an activity at each thing, and it's just
I know it sounds fun and whimsical. If we were cookies, we would be excited about it.
I've been actually worried that I'm about the fact that I'm like so not enjoying this kind of thing lately. Like, am I a bad parent? Because I am so sick of all this shit. I'm so sick of it.
What's this shit?
Kids shit.
Yeah.
I just like, I love my kids so much, but oh man, I don't give a fucking shit about this fucking spring festival. I don't give a fucking shit about, like, I understand 50s dads, you know, where they're just like, you don't bother. It's like back in those days as a kid, you stayed in the rumpus room, you know, or you went outside and you didn't bother dad because dad is having a whiskey and crying about the war.
Right.
Do you know, or crying internally about the war. He wouldn't weep externally.
No, because he's stoic.
And he's slowly dying from addictions of various kinds. And that's the way it should be.
Well, I thought you were going to say that you're worried that you're falling into a deep depression.
I'm not falling into a deep depression. I'm not suffering from depression per se.
Uh-huh.
I'm suffering from exhaustion.
Yeah.
I have too much that I have to do all the time. And it's like, but it's not balanced. I'm not balancing it
with joy?
Things that bring me joy.
Yeah.
The things for myself. So it's not so much that I'm like, you know, boohoo, I have a lot of stuff to do. Like, plenty of people have more to do than I do. But it's like, all the things I have to do would be way more, I could engage with them in a much more positive, energetic way if I was you know, recharging my batteries.
Okay, well,
I'm not. But I haven't been. It's not it's a me problem. It's nobody else's. It's nobody's responsibility but mine. But like, because I'm not doing that, then everything feels like
depleting.
It's just like, oh God, this is not what I want to be doing right now. But that's just, you know, I have to deal with that shit. That's a fucking problem that I have to solve.
Well, do you know what recharges your batteries?
Yeah, like
fragrance.
No, I just working on creative projects and being productive towards things that matter to me, that are meaningful to me, and not just work all the time. Like, work has been really, I just haven't, when I'm having to do a lot of work, and then I have like an ever-growing like list of things that I need to do around the house for myself, for you, whatever.
I did
for the
recently
kids.
give Daniel a list.
It's just like,
there's a lot of light bulbs.
It just feels like feels like an avalanche of mud that no matter how much I fucking shovel, it just keeps coming. Like, it's like I can never get out from underneath it.
How, real talk, how much is it because I gave you that list?
The list isn't that big a deal.
Okay, great.
It's just a few things. It's not because of the list.
Changing light bulbs.
Yeah, no. This isn't having to do with you. You're focused on the list.
And a receipt to your work that for something that they're going to cover, and I feel like there's a fourth thing.
Hold on a second. You're focused on the list because you gave me a list.
I did, yeah.
But this is way more to do with work, and frankly, like, just when I walk through the house and just all I see when I walk through our house is
clutter.
To do.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I just walk around. I see. I got to deal with that. I got to put the luggage away. The stuff that you haven't even put on the list. There's luggage I got to put away, but that's not easy. I can't just put it away. I've got to move a whole bunch of shit and then create some space.
Really?
Yeah, because we got the fucking toy box and all that shit that my mom put in the corner there. Like, I got to move that out before I can put the luggage back. It's like,
I thought that door opens
everything in our house.
That the toy box is there.
No, not currently. Everything in our house is like that tile game.
Yes.
Where you have to move one thing in order to move another thing in order to move another thing.
Our house is Jenga together.
We have, it just feels like I'm being crushed by this to-do list. And so what that does to me psychologically is it paralyzes me. Because then it's like every little thing feels like, what's the point? Because it's like shoveling. It's like you have a ditch, but every time you shovel dirt, there's like a wet mud just fills it back up again. Like there's a water level that just keeps refilling it. It's just like it just keeps refilling. It's like a Sisyphusian, like I can shovel all day. I can put max effort into this. I can fucking go absolutely ham on this hole and it will make no difference. Like I can't tell you how many fucking times I have like said this weekend I'm fucking doing it, and I will go in and I'll spend a full day and a half on that garage. I will pull everything out of the garage. I will go through it and I'll put it back, and it's like it's still fucking full of shit. I just got rid of half the shit and there's still shit. And then 2 months later, there's more shit. Yeah. It's like, how the fuck are we just, it's like there's a river of stuff that is just flooding into our fucking house. And it's like, I just need to get rid of things, but it just feels useless because if I engage in this, it's just another thing that gets added to the list. So it's like, I go, okay, I could put the luggage away, but then I'm going to have to do another thing. It's like there's never an end to it. There's never a fucking end to it. And there's never daylight. There's never a moment when I can, the fucking, my schedule opens up and I can just be like, you know what? I got nothing. I can just, now I can.
Eventually there will be though, because the kids will be out of the house. And I hope the luggage.
Well, but I'm not looking forward to that. So it's like, what I've realized is, I think that in one sense, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, you know what? When I can just get out from under this fucking to-do list, then I'll be able to like really focus on whatever. And I think what I realized this morning actually, was just like, that's never going to fucking happen. It's never going to happen. Like, there's just never going to be a moment when the to-do, it's like you have to eat. There's never a moment.
To-do list is life itself.
There's never a moment when you don't have to eat anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So there's never a moment when the to-do list stops gathering things on it. So I just need to be much more deliberate about, just not even give a shit about this, about my schedule, and just be really intentional, which is hard, but I'll do it.
Well, it's like my fish tanks.
God, this is boring. I mean,
I don't think it is.
Okay.
Let me worry about that. It's like my fish tanks. So when I was in New York, my fish tanks, I'm constantly tinkering on them. I'm constantly cleaning them.
Yes.
It's like there's like daily maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was in New York, we cut back on feeding quite a bit, which is what you do when you go on vacation, because I knew no one was going to be cleaning the tanks as well. It's a longer story. But anyway, in my mind, I envisioned myself cleaning the tank the night I got home. Just knowing myself and how like dedicated I am to these fish tanks, I'll clean it the night I get home. And then really, because I was uncomfortable and sort of depressed, and it's just like, which by the way, I'm almost 5 weeks out now and I'm still uncomfortable. Recovery is so much more intense than they let you know on TikTok. I just don't feel good. But anyway, it took me a few days to get back in the swing of even cleaning one. And then it took me a few weeks to get back into it. But the point is, I'm back into it now, but I still have to do it every day. And if I don't do it for a few days, then it backs up and then there's more to do. And I just see the to-do list as like there's a daily to-do list. And then there's this, like, when the suitcase, there's like the stuff that comes from like putting on, well, what am I trying to say? Like there's all the light bulbs and the toilet that's broken or somewhat broken, and like all the stuff that like you can clear that, but there's still going to be a daily to do.
Yeah. But also those things, the one-offs keep coming too.
Yeah.
So sure, I'm not going to have to fix the toilet every day, but there's like it's something like that every day.
Well, but think of it like this. Your wife would be so happy if the light bulbs were changed. Isn't that an inspiring way to think about it? You know what, Daniel?
Mm-hmm.
You need a nap.
Tell me about it.
But do you have a pillowcase that is worthy of the level of nap you need to take? And by the way, you have textured hair. You have hair that can frizz. And when you lay
It's true.
on, a cotton pillowcase, a satin pillowcase, you're frizzing your hair. You're getting sleep creases. You're not hydrating your
Oh my
skin.
God. These
What
are
are
the worst.
you doing?
I
You're
fucking don't
walking
know.
around with what's something that has a lot of lines on it?
Corduroy.
You got corduroy face.
Hey, you heard about the new corduroy pillows, right?
No.
They're really making headlines.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I want to talk to you about Blissy. Now I only sleep on a silk pillow. I've been sleeping on a Blissy pillowcase for years. That is why I look one of the reasons.
Yeah.
I look just fantastic.
One of the reasons.
You though, does your face hurt? It's my favorite joke. It's not my favorite, but it's up there. Does your face hurt?
No.
Oh, say no. Why?
No, why?
Because it's killing me.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So anyway, you received your Blissy pillowcase today.
Yay.
Let's unbox. You
Gimme.
also got a Blissy.
Gimme.
Okay.
Wait, you got both of them for one
This
for
is
you?
no. This is a sleep mask that came with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But open the pillowcase.
Because I need the pillowcase.
I know,
thought
and
you
you have a king size pillow. You chose silver as your color.
Ooh,
I'll have a white one.
Look at this.
Oh,
so
my
soft.
gosh.
Oh my God.
Can I feel it?
No. Oh my God, it's so soft against my skin. It smells nice too. It's like lavender. Oh my God.
You're like a you're
That
like a
is so
kid with
nice.
a blanket.
Yeah.
It does smell really good. They sent if you're just tuning in, Daniel is all about having an evening fragrance.
The mask is nice too.
And they sent us a pillow mist.
I mean,
it's everything's coming up, Daniel.
how
Healthier
did they know?
skin in weeks, better hair in days. This is the highest quality silk, 6A grade, 100% pure mulberry silk. They have over 100 colors. Guys, get yourself some
Can't
Blissy
wait.
products. They have matching sleep masks, bonnet, and crease preventing. I need a Blissy scrunchie. Because you're a listener, Blissy is offering 60 nights risk-free, plus an additional 30% off when you shop at blissy.com/bestfriend. That's Blissy, BLISSY.com/bestfriend, blissy.com/bestfriend, and use code bestfriend to get an additional 30% off. Your skin and hair will thank you.
So I teased this earlier, but I'll say it on the air.
All right.
As the listeners know, I've been trying to find a good nighttime fragrance. Really, what I want is, it's that pillow spray.
A pillow mist.
So I'm excited to try the
Yeah.
Blissy.
Theirs is lavender and eucalyptus.
Yeah, so lavender. Almost all of them are lavender. Lavender, I guess, is.
But it
From-
promotes sleep, yeah.
Is that true? I don't know. Aromatherapy, they say lavender
Well,
and
is
cedar.
aromatherapy true? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. What you ask?
For the sake of argument, it is.
I guess the question is, that's a question. We'll put that over here.
Okay.
Whether it's true or not. But what I was thinking is, what about, instead of getting into perfumery, which I feel like
It's calling to you?
well, no, I'm not. It doesn't. But part of the reason it isn't is because it's intimidating. It's like to get into that world would be a long-term project. Let's just say that. It's like a whole.
I think you have to go to some kind of school, like culinary
I don't know
school
that you
for
do,
fragrance.
but there's an investment in equipment, and then there's a whole a lot of it's promotion. Let's be honest.
Right.
It's like the art world. It's like a little bit, So, and I also don't know what I'm doing. I'll get to the point. But
The look you just gave me.
But-
Wow.
pillow scents. I feel like you don't have to be as skilled a perfumer
I think you can be
or as
more,
established.
a more novice, fragrant.
It's way more
forgiving.
diluted. You know, it's not like a cologne or perfume. And it's like you could do the same kind of creating moods or things with the scents for sleep, because that's kind of what I'm looking for, and it doesn't seem to be out there. You could get perfumes, but I don't want to spend a bunch of money on a perfume for sleep.
Yeah.
What you want is that, like, just
so this is your new venture, potentially, your potential venture.
Potential. It's my potential.
Well, I'm very excited for you.
Oh, whatever.
Okay. I hope it goes the direction of Quabi.
You know, Quabi got ruined because Quibi went out of business.
And what was Quabi?
So
I'm remembering now.
Quibi, although
Quick Bites.
funny thing about Quibi is, like, nowadays that business model would work.
Is that
they were a little early. What? Verticals. But like Quibi was making movies in short form.
Yeah.
And so Quabi was like, well, why stop there? So what I did is I took the movie Alien and I took every frame of Alien and I put it into one frame. So it was like you could see the whole movie at once. So that was Quabi. You could see the entire movie.
But then you sped up the sound, so the entire
I did the sound as well. So the sound was 1 second.
and it was just like
I took the entire audio track for Alien, and then I crunched it into 1 second.
Yeah. Let's read Spotify comments. But if I want to mention that I did Never Not Funny at Flappers. It was the 20th anniversary of Never Not Funny, and Jimmy did a marathon show, and I was a guest at 8:40 p.m., and it was really fun. I haven't done live stuff very much lately.
You were great. That was fun.
Thank you. Yeah, that was fun. Okay. All righty. A. Newman Jr. 39 says, when you started talking about your son having night terrors and you used to have them when you were younger, I didn't have night terrors. I talked in my sleep. I was reminded that one of the plot points, reminded me that one of the plot points of the horror movie Insidious. Don't watch the movie. Just interesting fact. I don't know why I brought it up.
Interesting. It's just like that horror movie. You could be, possessed? What is the movie about?
I don't know, but do you remember when Elliot had that night terror?
Remind me.
He was on the couch, and I think he was sick. And I was in our bed, and then all of a sudden he just like woke up and started screaming, and he wouldn't come out of it. And he was like, finally, he was like, "Oh, Daddy, push the button!" And then he kind of woke up.
God, I barely remember that.
But he was like freaking out, and he couldn't be pulled out of it. It was very alarming.
When he kind of does that thing where he seems to wake up in the middle of the night, but he's not. It's really hard to wake him up.
Yeah. Okay. Chaotic Headspace says, I was at the grocery store one time and there were firemen giving out stickers to children. Those kids were pretty excited too. Propaganda. Martian 11. Hi. This is my first time leaving a Spotify comment in my entire life.
Nice.
I have only been using an AI app for about a year, and I use ChatGPT. I keep hearing from you guys that I guess this is wrong and I should be using a different one. You mentioned that in this episode. I know I am so embarrassing and out of the loop, but can you say what is so bad about using ChatGPT? For the record,
I don't think you say that.
No, because I still use it, but I'm aware that I shouldn't be.
There's no should or shouldn't. It's a preference thing.
Hey, if shoulds and shouldn'ts were pots and pans.
Like, it's... I feel like if you like using ChatGPT, then go ahead and use it. There's a great article about Sam Altman, who's the head of ChatGPT in The New Yorker. I think Ronan Farrow did it, and it's wild. Highly recommend reading it. So, like, he is problematic, and there's... I don't know. I feel like OpenAI is, questionable, but so is every like tech company. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, is it worse than Meta? Is it worse than Google? I don't know. My preference, just from using them all, I will name them all because why not? There's ChatGPT, there's Google Gemini, there's Claude, which is Anthropic, and then there's Perplexity. I find that Claude is best overall for me. Better for writing, better for for language type stuff. And I just like the interface and the answers I get. Gemini is better for image creation, and it's actually more functional for just like, I don't know, doing weird things in coding and type stuff. Although Claude's pretty good too. Perplexity is better for just research because it gives you links. And ChatGPT I don't use. That's my feeling about it. But
I feel like they all serve up bullshit.
I feel like ChatGPT might do a little more of that.
Maybe. I don't know.
Because
I feel
Claude,
like I'm souring on it a little bit. I don't know.
Claude checks itself. Like, so it'll do a pass where it looks to see if it's correct.
Oh, you know why I think I'm souring on it a little bit? I mean, it's still pretty amazing what it can do, but I'm souring on it a little bit because it gave me bad advice. Because my global problem in life is that I override my intuition. I override my inner voice. Like, I don't trust my inner voice. Always. I always think someone knows better than me. And so that happened with ChatGPT, and it's a small thing, but it was with the getting my sutures removed. I suspected that a doctor who didn't do the surgery is not going to want to do it. So I plan to just go to a dermatologist, and while I'm there, be like, hey, could you help me with these sutures? But ChatGPT, that was my plan, because I felt like I'm going to have to be sneaky about it. ChatGPT is like, this is routine. You can just call him up and ask. And I did, and I got shut down everywhere. So
yeah,
that's why I don't trust it anymore.
I don't trust ChatGPT as much as I trust the others, although I would suggest not trusting any of them 100%. Always check.
Yeah.
One thing you can do, which I think is valuable, because they all have a free version,
right? Is
just do the same request into 3 and just see if you get different answers. Like the whole color season thing. I did that in ChatGPT, and it was like soft summer. I've been going off of this information for 8 months now.
God.
That I'm a soft summer. It's just a serious egg on my face, because then I go and I decide to do it again in Claude and Gemini, and they tell me that I'm a spring or
I think
you're fall. I'm a soft
autumn or something.
Soft autumn. One says I'm a soft autumn, and one says I'm a soft spring. The color
you're wearing
spring.
Like a slate blue right now. Which color season is that?
Well, this would be soft summer.
Oh, so it might be right, because that looks good on you.
But it's also soft autumn, I think.
Oh.
Anyway, point is, who knows which one is correct? Probably none of them, because it's bullshit. But you know what I mean? Just go into each of them and just see what you get, and then use your human brain to decide.
Or just use your human brain to begin with. Like, I think that it is for.
Well, let's not get carried away. Not everyone should use their human brain.
It's tempting to be like, this is an oracle and they know all, and I'm going to farm out my decisions to it. But I soured on that. I'm back to using my own brain, guys.
I like to use it for asking questions that is difficult to research.
And I like to use it for drafting complaint letters. It's very good with that.
Yes, I don't like using it to do any kind of writing. I hate when I get suggestions. Like when I'm writing a Gmail, in Gmail I'm writing an email, it'll tell me
I disabled
it'll
that.
tell me you should write it this way. It's like, no, I want to write it in my fucking voice.
Yeah. I get podcast pitches all the time that are so formulaic that I'm like, this has to be AI that's generating this.
100%. Everyone's using it now for that shit.
And it's so transparent. It's like they always reference something in the most recent episode, but they're all so much the same that I'm like, this is not a human writing this. It's interesting. It's like if someone just said to me, hey, I listened to this most recent episode. I really liked this part. I like your show. I would love to come on. Here's a little about me. I'm much more tempted to do that than this weird computer prompt thing.
The more people adopt this stuff, the more ubiquitous it is everywhere, the more there's going to be a backlash and a hunger for
a human being.
Things that have mistakes and quirks and eccentricities that only humans could have made. So things that aren't perfect will become desirable.
I'm trying to find an example of one of these. Although it's not like everyone. It's not like everyone is dealing with this. I think it's just people who have podcasts. But hey, other podcasters, are you getting a lot of these weird pitches where for there's 10% chance that it's an actual human who's writing part of it? Hi, Alison. Lizzie's dog story and that whole leprechaun trap tangent in your latest episode had me grinning during my morning walk. And the way you and your guests weave together laughter, honest moments, and the occasional hazelnut debate is exactly why your show... Are you listening?
Mm-hmm.
Is exactly why your show is so special. Since ARIYMBF thrives on thoughtful yet unexpected perspectives, I think so-and-so would be a memorable fit for an upcoming conversation. She brings a dual lens. This one is actually is it possible that that's human written?
I mean, it sounds like assisted at least.
Yeah. I gotta find another one. That one that guest is like one of the first, but I don't think she doesn't seem right for my show. But she seems slightly okay. Here we go. Dear Alison, the first moments of your latest episode, the leprechaun traps and dramatic new dog first night saga with Lizzie Cooperman especially, reminded me how beautifully Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend balances humor, honest family stories, and the small but meaningful details that make listeners feel right at home. It's that perfect mix that makes me think you'd really appreciate connecting with so-and-so, whose new book...
So the reason the first one sounded formulaic to you is because you've read several of these and they all have the same formula.
Yes.
That second one you just read is the same formula.
Yes, and it's the same details even.
Right. So that's definitely AI then.
Hi, Alison. I wrote to you last week brazenly asking you to entertain the possibility of having so-and-so on your podcast. I can only assume that the unique blend of flattery, weirdness, and perfect grammar sent you into shock, causing you to pass out from all the excitement. Are you okay now? I thought I'd chance my arm again and
Nobody talks like this. Nobody would write an email like that. That's crazy.
And try to win you over. I get these all the time. And that one was a follow-up, but it didn't relate to it didn't mention details of my podcast, but they all do. So who is writing these? I think that there's some service they can subscribe to or something.
There must be.
Anyway, I could read these all day. Okay. We have a couple calls. Remember, these aren't screened.
Hi, this is Angela from Texas. I'm listening to the episode that came out the Monday after Easter, so happy Easter. Hope you guys didn't have to do a crazy, elaborate Easter egg hunt. Okay, you were talking about, oh my gosh, I almost said Daniel. Elliot, and his, contamination fear, and I know this has come up in other episodes. I've listened to you guys since you were doing IVF a long time. Anyway, I'm also a therapist. I just wanted to, my therapist said I specialize in OCD. Let me say that. I just wanted to say this sounds...
Did you catch that? She's a therapist and she specializes in OCD.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like OCD in Elliot. I'm obviously not diagnosing him, but I just wanted to put it on your radar, depending on the severity and how widespread this is for him, and is it disruptive to his life or your life, that could be worth having him see a little OCD child therapist talk. It also runs with families, so if anyone...
What?
I can't barely hear her.
She said that it could be worth having him visit an OCD child therapist, and it runs in families.
Between the two of y'all, or in your family history, has it or has tendencies, it's a kind of a form of neurodivergence is another way we think about it in the therapist world now. Anyway, I'm not going to go on and on forever, but I just wanted to lovingly say, maybe get that looked at if it is really a problem for y'all. Love the show. Love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you for calling in.
Oh, I think he definitely is.
You think he has OCD?
I mean, I would say that
Like
odds
very
are.
mild right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's private. I won't go into details, but I just think that that's probably what's going on.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should have him talk to a therapist. Is there OCD in our families?
Not in mine.
I mean, the overthinking and rumination that I have has elements of OCD. When I had postpartum anxiety, I had postpartum depression with anxiety and OCD. So I had it a little bit then. So I guess I have a propensity for it.
Mm-hmm.
But
no one in your family that you know of who has
no. Yeah, it's interesting because we're not germaphobes. He's not really a germ. It's only about food.
Yeah, it's more just contaminated food and bugs.
Oh yeah, he's very
Like he will see a bug that is not visible with the human eye. That is like so tiny that I can't see it, and he will flee the bedroom and not return until I have unalived it. It's really out of control. But
Meanwhile, Owen loves insects.
yeah, but I feel like being afraid of bugs is not really that.
No,
like,
that's not my
neurodivergent.
OCD.
That's pretty normal. It's just he maybe he's whatever, a little bit more than, I don't know what.
I'm just waiting for you to get to finish your sentence.
No, I'm done.
Okay. All right. And also this one.
Hey, Alison and Daniel. This is Rich from New Jersey calling in for your recurring segment, Syrup Talk. Pearl Milling Company is the new name for Aunt Jemima since
Yes.
it was decided that Aunt Jemima was too much of a mammy character and could potentially be kind of offensive. Fine, that whatever. But Pearl Milling is the new name for Aunt Jemima. And the anthropomorphic syrup bottle is Mrs. Butterworth,
All right.
you Philistines. Thank you, Rich from New Jersey.
Yes.
Thank you for calling in.
Buttersworth.
Oh my God, it was Mrs. Butterworth. Well, what happened to her? She's still around?
Maybe she's still around.
I just once again need to give a big shout out to Pearl Milling Company. Their bottles are less messy than your log cabins or what have you. I feel like we've had a Trader Joe's syrup at one point that was messy. Like they become glued shut, but the Pearl Milling Company, you squeeze it and then it kind of like sucks itself back in and then it's fine. So thank you, Pearl Milling Company,
Yeah.
for your bottle technology.
Way to go.
Yeah. Well, I think it's that time that we head off to the spring carnival.
Ugh.
I'm going to keep a skosh of cookie in my pocket. And I don't mean an actual piece of cookie. I just mean like a little bit of cookie's personality. And I'm going to carry that into it. And I'm just going to be a joy to be around. And I'm going to focus on gratitude and stuff. And you look like you're not going to.
I'll be fine. I think the key is just to remember that this time is fleeting.
I know.
You know, and it's just like, just focus on the fact that you get to have this time with them now because it's going to be gone. But these fucking events, man. I just wish they would change them from year to year. Like, okay, just do a different thing. It's like the Ren Fair. He wants to go to the Ren Fair.
Oh yeah, we're having an issue with that.
And
We're actually, this might cause moral injury because here's the deal. The Ren Fair is going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Elliot doesn't seem to be aware that it's going on right now, but he always wants to go to the Ren Fair.
He has expressed, a few weeks ago, he expressed interest in going.
Well, then we have to go. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry, let me rephrase. We have to talk to him about it.
here's the thing.
We can't just let him
might
realize
have to
we
go.
missed
We
it.
might have to go. The Ren Fair does not change from year to year.
No.
It is the same Ren Fair every year. It's the same weird neurodivergent orgy. And I guess we may just have to do it.
Well, no, I don't think we have to go necessarily, but I think we have to let him know that it's... Well, I think what you're hoping we can do is wait till he remembers in August. You know?
I know it never works. Like the idea is like, maybe if we don't say anything and then he remembers mid-May and it's over, we just go, oh shit.
Yeah.
But that he will get so mad at us.
I would too, though. The Christmas company. I took you to that one year. Okay, picture it. Orange County. I don't remember what decade this was, but the Christmas company was this thing that the Junior League, and I don't even know who the Junior League were. They were moms who raised money for something, and also there was some debutante component of it. The Junior League of Orange County put on the Christmas company every year at the OC Fairgrounds, and you would walk in to the biggest like Christmas wonderland, a big tree, Christmas music, all these different booths and kiosks, and you'd walk in and you'd like you'd shop for like Christmas earrings and ornaments and just all sorts of really cool stuff if you're a kid like me. And then there was always like tons of samples. They had a sample. There was this company that made these jars of what they called cowboy caviar.
Mm-hmm.
They were so good, and I don't think they're around
Cowboy
anymore.
caviar is like sugared jalapenos and onion.
Well, it wasn't spicy.
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit different than what you're describing, but maybe it is that. I don't know. All I know is it was really good. A lot. I'm specifically remembering the offerings in the dip realm. But anyway, it was just so much fun. And then one year we didn't go. And when I remembered that my mom hadn't told us about it, I was so pissed.
Yeah.
So I gotta go a whole another year without Christmas company. But anyway, long story short, you and I, it still goes on, but it's in a different location. You and I went like 15 years ago. No, it doesn't matter. We went sometime before we had kids. It had changed so much. It was so lame. It was for
party planners.
Yeah, it was like, but also I feel like there was like shutters. Wasn't there like a booth where someone was showing off their different kinds of shutters?
Yeah, I think it was for people who are like doing, high end party planning. So you would need things like
not Christmassy.
Lots of tables and chairs, and it's like tablecloths,
windowsills. Yeah, it was so, what a defiling of a once
but also
wonderful memory.
An opening for anybody who wants to throw a fucking
Christmas bazaar.
A Christmas bazaar.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
it's like they also had the Christmas walk, which was the most fun down in Corona del Mar on Coast Highway. Not the same anymore. It is not the same. Guys, get your holiday shit right. Well, now I've just been blabbing into the microphone about Christmas. I would like to remind everyone, Daniel and I do a weekly Patreon where we talk about news and other stuff. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen and Substack, AlisonRosen.substack.com. And don't forget to get your super snazzy pillowcase, Blissy.com/bestfriend. Thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen Show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Yeah, Alison Rosen is your new best